Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to take just a little bit of a sidetrack and we're going to take a look at electrical energy, electrical costs. How much does it cost to use appliances, to run different appliances? Okay. Now for this you're going to need a little bit of information. We're going to get that as we go. I'm going to use my projector as an example. Now I was just very surprised at how cheap it is to run some appliances. We have to remember a lot of our electrical usage, it comes from larger appliances that run constantly, such as refrigerators and things like that. Space heaters suck up a lot of juice. Another thing is just that a lot of things that you leave plugged in, especially if they have transformers on them, they can suck juice. They can tend to take power over time just by being there, just by existing. So those are a couple things that you can keep in mind. So we're going to use my projector for an example right here. I think I use it probably about 5 hours in a normal school day. So I'm just going to say it for 5 hours. Now, we need some information. Well, we need to know how much electricity it actually costs. Now, when I looked at it, of course, the projector runs on 120 volts because we are in America. Most of America runs on 120 volts, and most, by that I mean pretty much all, unless it's wired to specifically run off of 240. Other countries, not so much. China, I know, I've been there, it runs off of 240. There's fairly common in Europe to have appliances run off of 240. In America, though, we run off of 120 volts out of a normal outlet. And I also looked on the projector, it uses 3.4 amps. Now, it should say, or it does say, excuse me, it uses 3.4 to 1.5 amps, just depending on what mode it's in. I'm just going to use 3.4. We're going to pretend it's as bright as it can be. It's not in eco mode. All the fans are going, everything, 3.4 amps. So I'm shooting a little high here. Okay. All right, so we also need to know what we get charged. Now, we're in Granville right here. I'm at school right now. I used the school's last month's electrical bill to figure out exactly how much. And I've done this the last 3 years, and I've gotten the same amount every time. We are paying $0.095 per kilowatt hour. Okay, that's just what our school is paying in Granville. You could take a look at your own electrical bill to see how much you're actually paying. Okay, all right, let's hit it. So I'm looking at this kilowatt hour thing. I think what we need at least to start out with watts. And we did learn watts equals volts times amps. So when the projector's on high, it's going to be 120 volts times 3.4 amps. So it's safe to say that my projector runs off of 408 watts. Okay. Now, I want to get into kilowatts. To do that, all I have to do is divide it by 1,000 because kilowatts, there is 1,000 watts in a kilowatt. Divided by 1,000, we end up with 0.408 kilowatts. Okay. Now, next thing is hours, and it's right up here. We already said it takes 5 hours. I'm going to run this thing for 5 hours, so 5 hours. To get kilowatt hours, all you have to do is multiply your kilowatts times your hours. So 0.408 times 5 hours, that ended up being, let's see here, 2.04 kilowatt hours. That's a hyphen, that's not a negative sign there. Okay, 2.04 kilowatt hours. Now, what we need to do, one more step, we have to multiply it by the rate. I'm going to take this amount right here, and I'm going to multiply it by $0.095. Multiply that out, and we get 0.19. And if you want to continue on, the decimals 38, but that would be in dollars. So it takes about 19 cents or about 20 cents to run my projector in my classroom for an entire school day. Yeah, so I was fairly surprised how cheap that is. Once again, that doesn't include, how much energy it's sucking, other times, or lights, or anything else like that. So, yeah, hope that helps out. Hopefully, you can figure out how much it costs to run some of your appliances now. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.